Alright, so let's make customers.py. It's a good idea to start from stuff that you already have. So I'm going to copy over my code to import Tkinter, and then I'm going to copy my code to make a new window. Remember when you're actually copying code to change the names of things so that they are sensible. This one is to keep track of customers. So I suppose the title of this window might be customer management or something. Management, there we go, that'll work. And what else will we need? We'll need the main loop at the end, is how we start running our window in Tkinter. So this will launch the window and start waiting for events and all that stuff. And then I'm going to need some buttons. I'll need a button to add a new customer, and I'll need a button to list customers. So conveniently, I have the code for a button here, and so do you, in greeter.py. That's a bit smaller, so, oh no, that'll be fine. This is wrapped over to the next line, by the way. To make it a bit easier to see, maybe I'll put this underneath there. There we go. It doesn't matter too much. In yours, you'll probably be able to have this as one line. Anyway, instead of having a greet button, then this should be an add button to add a new customer. So then here, this text should say add a customer. And we also need a list customers button. So this will be a list button, btn. Note that I put, btn in the variable name so that I know what this variable is. It makes it really easy to have sensible names for things then, because this is an add button. So when I click on it, it runs a function called add button clicked. Python doesn't actually care what you call these things, so remember that. But it makes it a lot easier for you to make your program and to debug it. Okay, let's test that this works. Print hello. Can't see anything wrong with that, so let's run it. py customers.py. List button clicked is not defined. I've defined here a list button clicked, but only an add button clicked. All right, list button clicked. All right, add a customer. This one also says add a customer. So this one, although I've named the variable correctly, I should say list customers. All right. Now the point of this video is to show how to make new windows. So scrap all of that. What I actually really want is some way to make a new window. To do that, I write the name of my window, and I'm going to make my own class. There is a Tkinter class called top level. This is going to be a special kind of top level. Top level means a top level window, so a window that you see on the screen. I need to write code of what to do when I create this window. So when I create this window, this line here is going to run whenever I make a new window, whenever I make a new customer window. And what do I want to put in this window? Well, let's put nothing in this window for now. Let's just make, so this just makes a new window and then puts nothing in it. I'm going to comment out the list button for now. And this here, instead of doing add button clicked, I'm going to say, no, just launch a new window. So this will launch a new customer window. Excellent. So it launches a new window. Yay. There's nothing in this window. To put stuff in this window, then I can say, well, maybe I want a label for the user to put their name. So I can do name label equals label. Remember the first thing in here, the first parameter in here was the window to use. In this case, I want to use the new custom window that I'm currently in. The new custom window that I have just created. Label. So that is self, is the window to go in. Text equals, I need some kind of title here, so maybe add a customer can be my title. And remember that if I make a label or an entry or any other kind of widget, I need to pack it. You might wonder, why have I got self dot here? I'll answer that in a second. Let's check that it works. Hey, it makes a new window that has a single label on it that says add a customer, so it does work. The only reason that I have self here is, I'll just show you that it works without it. There you go, it does work without it. The only reason that I put self dot is because this is a habit that you can get in so that later you can access this button to do, or this label, to do something with it. where would you need? So maybe the place that you might need that is if you got an entry, for example. So maybe a name entry. And this is going to go on the current window, so just on self. And then if I name entry.pack. Okay, so now I should have a entry, hopefully. Oh, no entry. Why is this complaining? Label object has no attribute self. Label object. What is this? Self.name label. It's complaining about here. Ah, there's a dot there. Whoops. My mistake. What's complaining? Oh, this is actually on the same line. See that? This is all line 8 and it's wrapped over. Enter. There we go. So now that's line 8. That's 9. Ooh, there we go. Customers.py. Okay, good. So now I've got an entry here. I need some way of actually, a button to click to add this customer. So self dot, I'm going to call it add button equals button self text equals add. And when I click on it, I want to run add button clicked. Just to make this, there we go. Just because it doesn't fit on my line on the screen. If I want it to appear on the screen, I need to pack it. Some of you might think, well, if I run this now, it's not going to work. And the reason is this. I've never defined that anywhere, have I? There is no add button clicked. There's add button, but no add button clicked. So it's complaining about that. It's also complaining that there's a command equals. So this is what to do when I click on it. The command to run when I click on it. So, oh, where did my button go? Oh, silly. Self.pack, I want it to pack the button. So I've made the button here, and then I want to pack the button. Whenever you make a widget in Tkinter, you have to pack it. Anyway, I think we saw the error that I was trying to get. Here, there you go. Add button clicked is not defined. Now, the functions in this window, I could define the function up here. I could have add button clicked, but then how will I know what text they've entered in that entry? Hope this doesn't crash. There you go. How do I know what they've typed in here? All of the code for all of the buttons for this window should be inside this window in your code. Yeah, so all of the code dealing with all the buttons for this particular window should be in here. So I don't want to have it outside of that class. I want to have it inside of that class. And let's just say print hello to check that it works. I'll give you a hint, of course, it won't work. Nothing ever works. The reason that it won't work is to do with this line here. So if I click on it, this button doesn't even exist. It's almost as though it had an error in trying to create the button. Name error. Name add button clicked is not defined. And that is right here, line 15. There you go. And you might say, well, hey, there's a thing right here called add button clicked. But because this is inside this class, I need to say self.addButtonClicked. You're noticing a trend that all of my widgets are self-dot and all of my functions are self-dot because they are all inside this particular object. Sorry, this particular class. All right, so now I have a button, blah, 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 blah. Hopefully it prints hello to the add button clicked takes 0 positional arguments, but 1 was given. For all methods inside a class, you're going to have self as the first parameter. Self refers to the current object, in this case, the current window. Bob. Hopefully now it prints hello to the terminal. Actually, it should print it 3 times. There we go, because I clicked add 3 times. Okay, instead of printing hello, let's try printing what they entered in here. This didn't really answer it before, but this is the reason. This is the reason why I do self dot. If I type name entry dot get here, it has no idea what name entry is. Even if this was deleted, even if it was like that, this function has ended, so it has since forgotten entirely what name entry is. Name entry is local. It only exists within this function. It is forgotten when the function ends. So I'll just prove that that doesn't work. Add customer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure enough. Name entry is not defined. So at this point here, it's forgotten what name entry is. The way to get it to remember, if you're in a class, is by doing self dot. And now it will remember what this is, and you can refer to it later as self dot name entry dot get. Blah 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 blah. Ah, cool. It prints exactly the text that I typed. All right, so that's good. Now I want it to add it to the list of customers. Well, okay, to do that, I need a list of customers. Customers equals, I'm just gonna make an empty list because this is a list of customers. It's empty, there's no customers to start with. And this is a global variable, so I'll be able to access it in all of my different windows. Now I can do customers.append, and it will append that whatever they typed. If I want to close the window, then I can do self.destroy. Remember, self here refers to the current window that I'm looking at. There you go. Did that work? Who knows? Let's test it. Always important to test. Maybe when I click the button, I will also print customers. So I'll do Bob, add Bob, and then add, I don't know, Sally, and then close. Good. So the list was Bob after the first click, and then Sally. So it really is updating this list of customers. Well, now I need somewhere to display the customers. So I need to make another window. Oh, lo and behold, I already have a list button here that I can use. So instead of making a new customer window, this will be a list customer window, and it will list all of the customers that there are. I don't need any buttons, I don't need any entries. All I really need is a title that says customer list. Not really name label, I call this title label. There you go, that's probably a better name for it. Or heading label, whatever you want to call it. Did I pack it? Yes, I packed it. Okay, so when I click on this button, I want it to launch one of these windows. So when I click on the list button, the command to run is, make a list customer window. So add customer works. List customer, yes, it opens the different window. The user can actually open multiple if they want to. Yeah, Tkinter will let you do that. All right. Now I want to actually put all of the customers' names here. To do that, I want to loop through all of the customers and add them to the list customer window. So I can do for customer in customers. First of all, let's just print the name of the customer. Let's just check that this thing actually works before I try to do something crazy like make a GUI with it. Add a customer, AAA, add a customer, BBB, list customers. So hopefully when that ran, there you go, excellent. It printed AAA and BBB. So this does work successfully to loop through all of the customers. Now what do I want for each of the customers? What I want is, their name as a label. So I'll say customer label equals, label, self, because I want it to be in the current window. And text would be, well, the name of that customer. Remember that this is a widget that I've created, a label. And if I want it to appear on the screen, I need to pack it. Yeah, common trend, you've noticed by now, maybe? Yeah, whenever I make a widget, I need to pack it straight after. Cool. So let's try. Let's make a customer QQQ, customer EEE, oh, www. Sure, this customer's excellent. And there is our customer list. And that's how you keep track of a list of things and add things to the list and list the things in the list. The only other thing that I might add is, yeah, two things maybe. Number one, if I, oops, where'd that go? There it is. If I add a customer and press enter, nothing happens. To fix that, you can define what happens when you press the enter button, the return button. So this is on the window .bind return. So this means when I press the return key while I'm on the window, which is self, I should do this self.add button clicked. The other thing that you need to change, if you are using self.bind, then you must have event equals none. Just because the way that self.bind works, the function needs to have comma event equals none in there. So hopefully now I can add a customer and press enter, and that closes it. Closes it and adds it automatically. Neat. Shall we make the heading look nice? Yeah, may as well. Let's make the heading look nice. So this customer list, maybe I will give this a font of, or a font is a list. The first thing is the name of the font, and the second thing is the size. And I will do the same for this label. Yeah. Add a customer, ABC. Check. Oh yeah, list ABC. Add a customer, DEF, GHI. And now I know my ABCs. Next time, why don't you sing with me? See you next video.